Welcome back to Cookies and Milk, episode 84. I'm your host, William.
Welcome back to Cookies and Milk, episode 84. I'm your host, Ben. We don't really have a super strong topic for today's episode, but we're sort of going to talk about sports games.
Yeah.
Because we got some physical activity, because it's nice out again. We could talk weather in games, too.
You know what I could bring this back to?
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Alright, let's get this out of the way first.
So, Mass Effect Andromeda, you go from planet to planet, fixing its atmosphere, fixing its weather, right?
Is that the plot of Mass Effect Andromeda?
You're making these planets viable for colonization.
Huh.
Because you found these areas, these machines on the planet
That do that?
that do that.
Huh.
So,
What a weird plot synopsis.
it's interesting. It's nice to see.
That makes sense since the worlds are randomly generated.
No, they're not. That wouldn't have even worked for a Mass Effect game anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But, like, the first big planet you go to, I can't remember the name, but it's, like, it has radiation problems. So, like, you need to be within the radiation shield or the Nomad in order to stay safe. And as soon as you, like, fix that, things start getting a little better. Like, you can colonize again. Like, you're establishing yourself. What I wish is that you could see more of that establishment. You know what I mean?
Like you would have something actually legitimate that you set up there.
Like, you see it, you get a base. You get a base and that happens. But on the planet, there are two other bases.
Also, we're having a bag of brownies today.
Yeah.
I don't know where this came from, but it's good.
Yeah. There are two abandoned places.
They're brownies with chocolate chips in them.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So, but no one ever goes back there. Like, people don't search those encampments ever again. Like, people there died because it failed. But
So we're set up again.
yeah, I would have liked to see those, like, because they already got this buildings. Like, bury your dead and honor them by living in those areas. Second place is called Vold,
It's very gold.
and it is cold. Yeah,
Very funny.
yeah.
Who writes those games? Props to them.
Oh.
I hope things are going well for them.
Oh. Anyway. So there's a more physical change for Vol because it's very cold. And once you fix the area...
Over here on Vought, you'll never believe what it's like on that planet.
Dusty.
Shit.
Yeah.
And hot?
No.
Dusty and cold.
Dusty and cold.
And the first planet was radioactive and cold.
Yeah. And then Kadara... No, wait.
Shit's cold in space. There's no hot.
How are we hot? There's this planet that's always hit by the sun only. It's pretty cold.
Too far away from the sun. Is the
Too
thing.
far away from the sun. Also, sounds like... Let me talk to you about this desert planet. It is...
Vought?
Huh? No. I don't remember the name. I wanted to say Kadara, but that's
that blue lady in Mass Effect 1 and 2 and 3.
Liara?
Ah,
Okay.
jokes.
But that planet is kind of my fear because you're walking through a desert and you come across a giant obelisk that towers into a clear blue sky with no clouds in the world and a harsh sun beating down. Yeah. Now imagine that thing is a giant ancient alien obelisk. You can go inside.
Oh. I
Yeah.
don't think I would. I think I would leave.
Yeah.
There's nothing in that thing for me.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like a real No Man's Sky.
Yeah. So, What kills me about those is like, hell, a rocky spire in the desert can get to me. Like, especially if there's no shadow on it.
Oh, like when the sun hits it exactly right?
Yeah, and it's always hitting it exactly right because it's a moon that's fixed in place.
That's not...
No, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I'm always, like, that's the whole point of that area, is it's always daytime.
Sure.
So the sun's always beating down on the harsh desert. So, okay. Oh, God.
I think that would wig me out, too. Just, like, always being daytime.
Yeah, definitely. That happens in some places in Europe, right?
There's some places on Earth where...
oh, yeah, like, very tops. Like...
Yeah, where, like, daylight savings time and that just, like, doesn't... It's, like, 3 hours as opposed to, like, 12 and 12.
Uh-huh. I don't know how you fix that place.
You see that obelisk and you leave.
Yeah.
Mission complete.
There is a
Back it in, boys and girls.
There is a planet that I really like, and there's not much done with it. And it's a destroyed planet.
Earth.
And by destroyed, I don't mean like, oh, the plants are dying and stuff like that. It's blown up.
Like the whole planet's blown up.
Like it's cracked and like falling apart. So when you get there, there's like no greenery, no atmosphere.
Why would you park there?
Nothing. Because there's natural gases.
Ah.
So you're not allowed to get out of the Nomad.
Of course.
Sun's radiation would cut you like a knife. So, but it's so quiet. And you're like driving along and you look to the left and there's just like a planet carved up like a obtuse angle that's just there. And there's like rock doing that, and you look to the right and there's just rock like spiraling up towards the sun. And it's like exactly right.
Like a geometric nightmare.
This was a whole planet once and it's gone. And it's so, and like you can do like jumps over craters and stuff. It's a very interesting feeling, you know. Man, I wanna drive around there.
Just like boot it up and drive around.
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda is a beautiful game. There's another one that's the Angara homeworld, like one of their ancient worlds, and it's like the plant life is toxic now, like it's growing up and like eating everything, and it's changing to be unhospitable to everything.
Jeez.
Yeah, so you got to fix that.
Put those plants down. Get out a weed whacker on that bad boy.
Yeah. And so, but it's the one area where you can't drive around in the Nomad. I'm sure there's others, but you know, like it's very interesting to see. It's like going to Prothean ruins in early Mass Effect games. Like it's very like ancient and run down and rainy.
Coming to the end of these brownie bites, and they're a lot.
They are a lot.
There's 3 left, and I feel like we should finish them. I'm not confident in myself to do that, though. You're right.
I closed the bag.
You made an adult decision.
I'm an adult. I am 20 now.
Happy birthday. It was your birthday last week.
What's up, Bab? Our father, ladies and gentlemen. Guest on the podcast.
So, did you get anything nice for your birthday?
Yeah. Oh! I got Dragon's Dogma, the remaster for Xbox One.
Is that a good call?
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's nice to play it again.
It's all me.
Yeah, I know. our family sat it down in front of me and said, Ben picked it out. Remasters are fun. Dragon's Dogma is fun.
I could argue differently, but
Go off, I guess.
yeah, but go off, I guess. Have we ever had that conversation on the podcast?
Dragon's Dogma?
The Dragon's Dogma debate?
Okay.
It was a fun one, because, like, my friend group, that was the thing with Dragon's Dogma. It was like, so it was, I played it through and didn't like it.
You did not play it through. You played
I
it
played it to a point where I couldn't play it anymore. And was like, well, that was bad. And then you played it through and beat it.
Yeah.
And then in my friend group, one of them played it through and beat it, and then one of the another one played it through, like, played it up to a point where they couldn't play it anymore and was like, that was bad.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we flipped the switch, we picked the wrong difficulty option when there's no difficulty options in the game.
You can start on easy mode.
Is that what you did?
No.
So then, it's easier normal?
It's easy normal, and you can go to hard. I'm playing through hard right now.
If you beat the game?
No.
Well, I don't even think I started on hard.
And you started on normal then.
So I started on normal. So
but it's still a hard game.
And that's the thing, is just like after a certain point, like I just started dying. And the game is a mess of itself. Like figuring out exactly how to set everything up and where you're supposed to be going and what the correct path is. None of it is easy. It's like also counterintuitive.
Yeah.
And the text is small. That was one of the weirdest things that got me about the game, was the text is so damn small.
People are kind of quiet.
Yeah, people are quiet and the text is small. And I was like, what's up with this game? Who's in this game?
Here is the interesting thing about Dragon's Dogma's map and world, is that the world is very awkwardly balanced. And
it's like
open-ended and empty in some places.
It's like 4 towns.
Not even. 2 towns.
And a base.
And a base. I'm sure there's places I haven't seen yet. What?
Also, I wanted to say, since my piece on Dragon's Dogma is small, I had a lot of fun. It's very cool. I think it's got a lot of interesting systems. The climbing system is really awesome.
We're not talking about sports in this episode.
We're not.
We're not.
We got onto weather, then we got into your birthday.
Yeah, it's fine.
We got a Mass Effect.
Birthdays in video game. No.
Top 10 birthdays. The systems seem really cool. I was having a lot of fun with my class. Picking and choosing various, what are they called?
Vocations?
No, the
augments. Oh, pawns.
Pawns. Various pawns is really cool. I like that system a lot. And then I couldn't play it anymore. And I was like, well, I'm tired of this fucking game.
So, with Dragon's Dogma for me, the more I played it, the more I just got sucked in, because the combat in Dragon's Dogma feels so good.
It's sweet. It's really good.
It feels so good. That being said, certain classes are not the best. So, in my first playthrough, I played as a warrior first, so basic sword and shield. And then I went to Mystic Knight, which is the class that brings together magic and fighter. Our dog just pushed the computer chair all the way back and then sat on it.
Slammed it against the table so she could sit down on it.
Yeah. So, and Mystic Knight is annoying. It's probably the slowest class in the game because it works on counter system.
Okay.
So you need to be struck.
Okay.
You apply the magical buff to your shield and you hold it like this and people hit you. And you have the basic sword attacks still, but
all of a sudden you're doing that.
But all of a sudden you're doing the shield magic, which I'm sure it is nice. It's defensive. It's the most defensible class in the game because you're basically a tower knight with magical buffs. But now I'm playing through another warrior class, but now I'm going the two-handed barbarian route, which they are slow, but they're powerful. But at the same time, it feels difficult because it's Dragon's Dogma, and I'm playing on hard mode now.
I know it's Dragon's Dogma.
And also the quests they throw at you are just like, go into this cave filled with lizardmen that you will die on because you're the start of the goddamn game. Or, hey, I know it's your first time in the city of Grand Soren, but you may want to pick up this quest where you deliver a man to way far up north past monsters you should not be fighting yet, and you cannot cancel the quest. And I'm doing that right now.
You run through the lizardmen. I think I did that one. That was one of the ones that I walked into.
Oh, yeah, it's not a good idea.
And I was like, what do I do? There's lizardmen and they're invisible and they're stabbing at me.
And also,
And I'm a rogue.
Yeah.
That's not how a rogue is supposed to go.
Oh, but I forgot to say. So I think the best class for me in my first playthrough on the PS3 was Fighter and Ranger. So with Fighter and Ranger, I get a normal sword with all the cool sword things, which is like fast-paced and medium-paced and like well-powered, and a bow. There you go.
Yeah.
I just get that. So that's how I played the rest of the game through. I'm like, I love playing with sword and bow. It feels the best, and I feel like I'm the strongest with it. Because long range in Dragon's Dogma is very good. It feels very good, and it works well for most bosses.
It's just super fluid.
Yes. The combat system in Dragon's Dogma is very fluid.
Fluid is like the easiest way to describe it.
And as pawns grow and evolve, they become more fluid in combat. Like, they'll know how to fight enemies. They'll hold enemies down when they get knocked over and hit their weak points, or let you hit their weak points. It's very good. They get very good.
The game almost feels like, to a certain extent, some kind of like cross between like a Shadow of the Colossus and something else.
And Dark Souls. You can say Dark Souls.
I was going to say Bloodborne.
Oh,
never heard of a Dark Souls.
Oh my god. PS4 Master Race, huh?
Yeah.
That's weird, right? How it was just on PS4?
Bloodborne?
Yeah.
Yeah. That it was the big PS4 exclusive.
Yeah. Even though From has never played favorites.
Is that true? Was it Demon Souls?
Demon Souls
PS3
was on
exclusive?
PS3 exclusive, huh?
Yeah.
Strange how that works.
Because then Dark Souls was
Makes
also
the...
PS3 exclusive.
What?
Dark Souls wasn't on Xbox.
Yes, it was. What?
Was it on Xbox?
I have no idea.
I don't think it was. I'm
That
imagining the Xbox box with a Dark Soul on it. And he's not there.
You can look it up.
I will look it up.
But if it's only Demon Souls and Bloodborne, that helps the theory, don't you think?
Oh, the Demon Souls had the ending where it becomes a
Bloodborne. Yep. There you go.
Theory confirmed.
So here's the thing that gets me about Dragon's Dogma. Here's where Dragon's Dogma falls apart, and it's the characters. Because you spend a lot of time being a silent protagonist around characters who are trying to make connections with you, you know?
Yeah.
So, and you're also traveling around with 4 not people. Pawns are not people. Like,
But
they
are.
They are almost people. Like, that's their thing.
Oh, well, Dark Souls is a Switch game.
Yeah. So, when you interact with people on quests, you will eventually, like, you'll, I guess, maybe learn about them, or you'll do something, like, you'll play out their quest line. But I never felt like it was enough. Like, everyone is so weird in that game.
You're right, it was on the 360.
Yes.
Huh. That's weird.
I guess. I mean, whoever heard of doing half a 2/3 of a trilogy on one console and then not doing the first half? Oh, Mass Effect.
If somebody did that, maybe their company should be...
Jesus Christ. They eventually got it on there. I played the shit out of it. Trying to think what else about Dragon's Dogma. Oh.
You've told the story about the...
Ending?
Yeah,
oh,
right?
the merchant woman?
Yeah, the merchant woman.
I definitely have. Have I talked about the ending to Dragon's Dogma on the podcast?
I have no idea.
If I haven't, spoilers for Dragon's Dogma. You die.
Whoa! It really is a cross with Dark Souls.
Oh my god! You become God and you die. You kill yourself.
Just like in Dark Souls.
I guess. No. Stop! Get that look off your face. God, I hate you.
Bloodborne.
No.
You're a squid.
Okay. Spoilers for Bloodborne.
Gotta take a nap.
Yeah, you made me so tired with that. So you do the thing that has never been done. Like, you've done it. Like, people have done it. No, I don't know how. It's. You are supposed to kill a dragon, right? But it turns out that no one has ever actually killed the dragon before that have become arisen, or very few people have. Like, so the main person, like, that is done this before is, like, the Duke of Granius. I think that's what it's called. And he fought the dragon before and was arisen, and the dragon was gone. He, like, fought the dragon and won. But it turns out that he didn't. He did not fight the dragon.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right.
He abandoned the love of his life so he could be immortal and be heralded as a hero. And he is a guilty mess over it. And so the dragon is like, okay, you... Like, they bring out the person that you probably didn't actually realize you were romancing the entire time in front of you. It's like, I'll take them, and you can be on your way. And it's like, no, I'm gonna kill you. So I just did that. And it was fun, except the dragon flew around a lot, and it was hard to attack him.
Good thing you had the arrows.
Yeah, it was a good thing I had the arrows that could
What
not
are you
hit
gonna
him
do
at the range.
In this?
I don't know. Hopefully I'll get to a point in the game where I'm just good.
God, that's what I was waiting for. Did not happen.
I'm just that good. I have this hammer here. I'm gonna throw a rock at you. If only things were a bit more hands-on with certain parts, certain aspects of the game. Like you can throw rocks, but you get no aiming reticle with the rock. You just throw it ahead of you. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
like throwing a skull, doing that.
I played a Dark Soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like a Dark Soul.
Which is annoying. And also, I think the two-handed is the worst for climbing a beast.
Because you can't hit it with your...
Like, you hit it with the pommel of your... Yeah, exactly. But I guess it's even worse for a mage. But what are you doing on a beast if you're a mage?
Lighting fire on its little back.
It's not a little back, but okay.
It's a crab.
Yeah, what?
You're starting a campfire on a crab back.
Yes. Crabback Steakhouse.
I'd eat there.
Crab Shack. That's just Crab Shack.
Whose?
Joe's Crab Shack. Here, I'm so tired. Why did you say that? One thing that made me so tired. How did you do that? You, like, hypnotized me. But you kill a dragon and the Duke is like, what?
This episode is 20 hours because we fall asleep.
We're just
forget the phone is recording.
We're laughing to ourselves in our sleep. And like the world fucking loses it because no one's ever killed the dragon before.
You're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to kill the dragon. You're just supposed to let him do his thing. And so
it's a metaphor
for the cowardice
for
of
the
man.
government.
What?
Huh? What did you say? Yours was better.
Oh, I'm so tired.
That's not a metaphor. That's just the plot. That's the theme.
I'm so tired.
Mine is a metaphor.
Huh?
For government.
For the government.
For government. You gotta kill it.
Kill the dragon. No one's ever done it. No one's ever properly thrown off the shackles of an oppressive government. They've just taken the ideas from the one they left and enforced it on the people they took. How you doing?
I got the hiccups now.
You got your hiccups back?
I've had them all day. 5 minutes.
So you eventually have to fix that, and then eventually by fixing that you become God. Where you have to fight the original arisen you were in the prologue. So and once you do that, you and your pawn, like you are elevated to godhood, and your pawn follows suit, like becomes your right-hand man or right-hand woman on the throne. And you have this thing in your inventory called like a thing that is capable of killing a god, and it's like, why do I need that?
What am I going to use this for?
What am I going to use this for? And you eventually just realize that no, you can't do anything. There's nothing else to do. Like you go into the world and you just fuck around with people as an invisible entity. Like that's not God. You become the clockmaker that sits by and watches the clock, you know? Which, boring. You don't watch a clock for the rest of your life.
I do sometimes.
For the rest of your life?
Yeah, occasionally for the rest of my life I'll sit down and watch a clock.
Nice hiccup, dude.
Thank you. I think it really sells the joke.
And then your pawn doesn't become God. There is no anything like that anymore, I guess. Your pawn just becomes you. Which is kind of weird. I guess it's not very weird, but like in the first game, I had a female pawn as my right-hand woman, and I was playing a male character, and then the female pawn woke up in my male character's body. Like they still had their voice and stuff, and it's like, it's so strange. And like the love interest walks down the beach. It's like, there you are. And the pawn is like really confused. And they look at the ocean and no one's there. And then they look and they go with the love and she's like, did they steal my life? Did I give them my life? What happened there?
Dragon's Dogma, what happened?
Yeah. Either I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened. Either that or you wake up and your pawn has called your name, but your pawn is gone.
Huh.
Like, your pawn is telling you to wake up.
But what happened to your pawn?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have no idea. I gotta look up actually...
It's a metaphor.
Could you look up the ending to Dragon's Dogma?
For the government.
The meaning of the ending to Dragon's Dogma?
Sure, that makes for fun podcast materials.
We're at 30 minutes, so we'll be done after this.
I haven't talked about anything. Happy birthday, William.
I'm so sorry.
Meaning of... It's okay, I've had hiccups. Meaning of Dragons. Dogma.
Meaning of Dragons.
Ending. Meaning of Dragon's Dog. Reminder, Dragon's Dogma's ending is completely ridiculous. Kotaku. Dragon's Dogma ending explains spoilers. GameSpot. I've been speculating... this is posted by Haruto Tetsu 5 years and 10 months ago.
Jeez.
Okay, so I've seen some speculation on the ending of Dragon's Dogma and what it exactly entails, so I thought I'd take my own swing at it. So here it goes. When you defeat the Dragon Forge and the Duke are affected, and this is because neither of them defeated the dragon, their hearts are still held within the dragon, so when you ask an Arisen to defeat the dragon and claim back your heart, that also returns the hearts of both the Dragon Forge and the Duke to them. Now, the Duke is by far the easiest to explain. He reached the dragon as you did, and when he reached the dragon as you did, but when asked to stand and fight or leave his loved one behind and gain influence in the world, he chose to sacrifice his wife Lenora. She's only mentioned once or twice, I believe, but not really explained in detail, so the Duke took the dragon's bargain. The dragon would depart for a time and allow the Duke to hold power over land he was born into. Oh, and FYI, the Duke is the ruler of Grandis, the country the game is based in, because Duke can be put in charge of countries controlled by a kingdom and rule over it, and true monarchs said. In this case, the Duke's true ruler, as far as we're aware, as an actual ruler from another land would be mentioned if it was ruled over by another nation. So basically, the Duke gave up his lover, which you can do for a little cutscene showing he's the new ruler of Grandis, but it's not the true ending, so he'd be forced to retry. Now, the Dragon Forge is more complicated. He didn't get his heart back from the dragon, but his pawn survived. The Fool is his pawn. Whether he actually survived is not very clear, though it seems he didn't, and because of that, the immortality the dragon gave him is trapped in his soul on this earthly plane. So I believe he's a ghost that is bound to the world because he failed to defeat the dragon. He wasn't ready, basically, which is what the dragon waits for. The Arisen to get ready to defeat him, he was mostly arrogant and cocky when he set out on his quest, and thus grew too bold and took on the dragon much sooner than you did. So he ordered his pawn to leave items that would lead any Arisen wise enough to him, so he could counsel them so they wouldn't make the same mistake. Hence why you're told to go and visit him before you face the dragon.
The gestures his pawn?
That's the implication. That's what this theory says. So basically the Dragon Forged failed against the dragon, the one I assume who can truly kill the Arisen, and never reclaimed his heart. This was probably soon after Savan had defeated the dragon, and the Dragon Forged probably didn't know about him or didn't think much of him. Now the Duke aged, it had only been 50 years, remember, and one of the villagers in Kasaradis, Lola, the elderly shopkeeper, states that he and she are about the same age. The Duke really hasn't been in that much danger since he took the dragon's bargain, so it's not surprising he would have lived and still been able to wield a sword to some degree. Now the biggest conundrum people have faced is Selene. Selene is a pawn that is given humanity. This is actually either very simple or very difficult. Either she was given humanity the same way yours is after the true ending, and you stab yourself with a god's blade, and she couldn't handle the shock of losing her Arisen. Now that she has human emotions, she'd react like we would if we lost someone we love very dearly. Some simply fought the depression, and this would explain why she forgot everything until she met you. There seemed to have some gaps, though, such as what about her grandmother's spirit, her Arisen. While she might have grown to care for Selene so much she held on to the world, and still stays there, still to tell other Arisen about this connection, and a gift they can give to their pawns if they truly care for them. But this seems flawed to me, so let's take a different approach. When her Arisen faced the dragon, she asked for her heart to be given to Selene instead, and that she lose her immortality because the dragon is based around angels, believe it or not, and has a connection to the Snitchal, who is in their own way a god. Snitchal. That's what I said. She may even just to ask for her pawn to gain a heart, or to share her heart with her pawn, which would explain why she aged and died. But Selene still lives, because she got the heart after her grandmother died, and it would take time for it to meld with her, and it would take even longer when she wasn't in contact with other humans for her to learn from, as having a heart was new to her, but some might not agree with this as it still has gaps. Really, it might just be that Arisen have effects on their pawns without even realize it. So pawns can become human if they spent more time with a human. The problem is they begin to act like that human and not as an individual. Basically, Selene is where the real mysteries show up. But concerning your Arisen and main pawn at the end of the game, you sacrifice yourself in an attempt to break the cycle, to break the chain, and knowingly or not, give your body and heart to your pawn. Personally, I like to think your Arisen used their powers as Senechal to ensure that before the lights went permanently out, but that's just me, as I love happy endings.
Okay. Interesting. This is the worst episode.
I didn't... In one ear and out the other.
Yeah. That's fair.
Like I'm reading a goddamn textbook.
You also read very fast, so I don't think anyone can actually pick up on what you said. Also, we're hiccuping.
Huh?
Worst episode, I think.
When you go to the rain in Ruby and Sapphire, it's nice. It goes in the puddles and you get to see it. Cool, that's the end of the episode. The brownie bites are really good.
Too much, though.
Yeah, I believe...
They were a lot.
Would have been better if we had, 4 of them each.
Yeah, I don't know.
Laid out.
I don't know. Yeah, that'd be nice. Anyway.
I would like to have them again.
Brownies get 7 out of 10?
Oh, I would go 8 out of or 9 out of 10 probably.
7.5 out of 10.
I actually really liked them.
Okay. I think they'd be better after not being exposed to cookie dust like they were.
That's probably correct. I mean, if you leave them in milk long enough, they get nice and.
You ever have mini bites?
I have. They're fine.
The brownie bites remind me of that.
The brownie bites are real good. I think just putting chocolate chips into things like really amplifies how good they are.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Gives them an extra crunch, and the extra crunch is very important to a full experience.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, that's been episode 84 of Cookies and Milk. I've been your host, William.
I've been your host, Ben.
Bye-bye.